This is Tomasz Rogocinski for That's Plus, and welcome back to the second part of modeling hair tutorial. This time we're going to create UV map for this character, and last time we polymodeled our character and we deleted half of that, and we need to create UV map for only of the half of the character. And now let's go to recent layout tabs and go to UV layout, and now locate this UV map texture that was created automatically, and it's a pretty mess, so we need to delete them. So right click on map and choose clear. Now we are left with empty character and with a nice view of UV space. We can see 4 blocks of UV space and -1, -1 and -1 on UV, but for this character we're going to use UDIM numbers and UDIM patches that we will be using for painting in Mari. UDIMs are basically blocks of UV space and that are located in positive side of UV space. They are numbered from 1 to 10 and so on and so on. As you can see, we can go that as many as for 10 blocks in UV space. And now we will be making this kind of UV layout. So go to options, go to properties, and choose U low span to 0 and V low span also to 0. And now we can set U high span to 10 and V span to 10 also. And this is very important because Mari can see as many UV blocks as this, but we need to we will be using only the 5 first block, so go to properties and change V high span to 3. So now we will be using these 3 first blocks on the V span and 2 more on U span. So we need to dice our character to patches, and for this we now use Exteria UV Tools. So press on this rainbow button to bring up a palette and choose this rainbow nice color. This map will show when we get UV space, UV map created for our character, and we'll be able to see any distortion and how we are doing with UV. So for now, select Hern base, and we need to dice it to have UV patches. We will create seams around legs and neck, but for now we need to improve our geometry a little bit. So we need to dice this leg to smaller parts. So select 2 polygons, press L to select ring, press Alt C to activate loop slice, give it 4 edges. I think 4 edges in uniform mode, press spacebar, drop the tool, and now as you can see we got nicely spaced polygon. So there will be no stretching of texture when we will create them. So now let's do it for the rest of the body, and we will be having hands on different UV patch, we will have legs on different UV patch, also the face will be on different UV patch. But first we need to add mouth to our character because we did not do it last time. And now we need to create mouth for this character, so press tab to go to regular face mode and select this polygons around mouth. Oh, oops, one too much. I'm sorry. So deselect this and now select this and activate loop slice, Alt C, change count to 1, just place it in the middle, select those 2 polygons and press B to activate bevel tool and push it inside the mouth. So now we got a lip created, and now we need to make inside of the mouth. So take this out, it's not needed anymore, and just select both polygons out there, and again move them just a little bit back and select those, press L to activate loop slice and Alt C to slice it just in the middle, and press B to activate bevel again. So move it to the back and just to scale them up, move these vertices up, okay, and now we're starting to develop nice shape of the mouth. So we don't need this polygon anymore, and we will deal with the inside of the mouth now. So move this vertex up, and also those two vertices move down, and we are making nice space for teeth right now and for gums. So now move this vertex to those vertices move left or right. As you can see, I'm using Move tool with a different action center, so it is nice of you to learn action center shortcuts. You can find them in help of Modo. So activate Move tool again and move those vertices around just to get nice volume for the mouth inside. So select those two polygons, press L and activate loop slice and slice it in the middle, and go to subdivision mode. As you can see, now we got nice rounding of the lip, and we can select those polygons, and now we can also move these vertices because they are on our way and they would be visible when we change to subdivision mode, and select this vertex, move this vertex just about there. Okay, and we got nice cavity of the mouth, so double click on this and activate loop slice again, slice it just about there, just to hold mouth in place, and go to subdivision mode to see what has happened. And I think we need to slice them too, but we need to move it and just make this inside of the mouth much bigger than it is now. So activate vertex and move vertices up, move those vertex down. As you can see, modeling in Modo is what lasts, so don't worry if it takes some time to build this, but we need this to be done before the texturing. And I believe we're almost there, and we can move this edge over there. Go to polygon mode, select this two, press L to select a loop of polygons, activate loop slice again, and add edges about there. Go to subdivision mode, see what this looks after subdivision. Now it is looking quite fine, but we got a problem. It's sticking over its mouth down below, so we need to move those vertices up, and we need to scale their relative position to each other to 0, almost to 0, and we need to move those vertex up so they not pierce our mouth. So select those three and go to front, and as you can see, we got a problem because this mouth inside is not aligned with those two lines, and it will be mess when we just mirror the character in the final stage. So we need to make it straight. So select those edges as I did. I just select one and press up arrow, and we need to go to top view. As you can see, we need to move it to the straight position on the 0 on x-axis. So select those polygons, select these edges, select these polygons, and go to front and activate move tool and move it to the back. Okay, now we hide these polygons, but we now left with edges that are not very well aligned. So select them and press Shift and up arrow, go to front view, convert this selection to vertices, activate Modo tools and go to vertex and set position, and as you can see we got axis set on X, value on 0, and now press OK. And as you can see we got perfectly aligned vertices to the 0x position in the world space. So now we can just mirror our character, and the vertices will merge with each other, and we will get nicely done horn. But this will be the part after the UVing. Now we need to get half of the character UV'd, so let's refine this inside of the mouth a little bit more. Add some loop slice. So we need to move it, and I believe that will be enough, because we won't see any of this in render. We only get we will put mouth to it only, and teeth, so we can begin to create UV map for this character. Now let's prepare our character for UV mapping. So for do that, you can select edges and store them as a selection set. So go to edges, select those edges here, and we simply will be cutting this character like we will do in making t-shirt. So we need one loop around the neck, one loop around the arm, just like so. In this area, just select one edge and press up arrow, and then you will have seam. Okay, I'm selecting one edge and pressing Shift up arrow, and then I'm adding to selection. And well, I believe we need one here, and we need to go to the bottom, so on the back also. Okay. And now it's nice to store this selection sets, because you can recall this selection at any time in modeling. So with these edges that we want selected, we can just go not geometry but edit, select, and now we can choose assign selection set. I got map for the key, and you can choose assign selection set, give it a proper name, UV sim, and press OK. And now from now on you can go to lists, go to statistics panel, expand the edges section, and expand this edges section, and we can expand edges by selection set, and we can hit plus to recall that selection, and Modo will select those special edges for us. So it is a very nice way, because sometimes you lose selection, sometimes you just hit and to the other side of the screen, and this way you can store selection for the later use. And now I'm just playing fast forward for you to see how I choose edges to be UV sims in this character. So you just watch for a second how it's done. Now, with all seams selected, press Unwrap tool and press on the UV screen, and then you can see that Modo has diced our character to UV islands. And now we can refine those UV islands with superb Modo tools, and that will help you on this task. So now we got some logical parts to it. So select, we got leg, this case back of the leg, and what it's interesting thing that you can select this your patches by double click, and you will see selected them in 3D viewport. but we got some issues there, because some of small parts are cut away from the big ones, just like on the front of the torso. So if you double click in 3D viewport, they will be selected everything, and when you double click on UV viewport, you will select all connected polygons belonging to this UV patch. So this is a great way of working, and we can do a shortcut for that. When you hit F5 to bring command history, you will see that when I double click on polygon, Modo is performing select connect M3D, and when I double click on UV island, Modo is making polygon connect UV command, and we can make shortcut to that. So right click on it, and I assign control dot on numpad. So this will be my very nice shortcut for this tutorial, and you should remember this, because it will help us to select UV islands in 3D viewport. So when I select one polygon and press Ctrl dot on numpad, now Modo will select all connected polygons, but only regarding UV space. It is a very nice way of working, because we can examine in 3D viewport to which poly island this polygon belongs to. So now select these two, press dot, and Modo will select all connected polygons in UV patch. This is very nice ways of working. So now we can refine this and click project from view, and we can select bounds now with this polygon selected, and we can do the projection one more time to have them both in the same UV patch. So get back to edges and click unwrap tool and press in the viewport, and now Modo has merged those two UV islands into one, and that was what we are going to do. We're going to refine in some logical UV islands. So it is now front of our character. Now we got leg, and we can move this away so we won't be distracted by this, and we can go to option and turn off show distortion. This way all UV islands will be white, and we can turn off show distortion on. What is distortion? This distortion is a vertex map that Modo will generate to show how much relative space in UV viewport is taken by polygons in relation to how much space they occupy in real 3D space. So the ones that are yellowish, they take as much UV space as they do in the 3D viewport, and the red ones are too small, and the blue ones are too big. So our goal is to create UV map that will have as much green polygons as it possible, because this will eliminate any stretching of textures later on. So we can see how these textures will work just in about a second. So now let's do the head. Again, select bounds. You can do that by pressing shift and pressing on the button, and click unwrap tool. And Modo will unwrap and merge those two UV islands together. And this is what we wanted. Okay, and we can rotate and scale this to fit in our UV space. So move it away. Okay, and now we need to do the ear. Or maybe we can do the back of a head. So select two polygons, press Ctrl dot, our new custom shortcut, to select all patches contributing to this, and we can select the same way inside of the mouth. We can see that there is no shattered UV patches, and we will mirror this in a few moments, but we'll have to check is everything in place. So I think we got nice UV continuity, we got logical parts. Let's check if arm is good. Okay. Let's see if the hand is good. Okay. And they are distorted, but we will improve that in later on. So now let's see if anything of this is good. One thing you should know, I'm selecting UV patches that will be mirrored, and we can have them doing like so. They will occupy some special UV space that we could easily mirror paint in Marie. So we should take the ear, okay, and we should take the ear once more, the back of the ear, and that's it. We can now move all, we can hide and of these UV eyelets. So move hand part over there, okay, and we can now select everything, and we can go to UV relax option. Now press UV relax and have 400 iterations, 4000 iterations, I'm sorry, and area weight set to 8, click mode to adaptive, and click on UV viewport. And now Modo will try to make as much as possible polygons turn green, so they will take the same amount of space that they do in the 3D viewport. So deselect this, wait for Modo to calculate this, and as you can see now the texture is well distributed along the length of the arm. It is a very nice way of working because Modo will do this for us. We don't have to do it manually, so we got very nice distribution of texture, even if this very early state of UVing character. So as you can see, we got very little left polygons that are too big and too small. So rotate this, and I think we can deal with legs. So select this leg island, bring it over there, and now we can place it and press UV relax. Let's see if this will create nice and relaxed UV island. Wait for Modo to calculate, and as you can see now the almost all polygons are turned green, so this means that is very nicely done, and the texture will be well placed with no stretching. Okay, now do the back of the leg, so click one polygon and our custom shortcut, so Ctrl plus numpad dot, and move this part of leg up, and we will do the same. We will relax this leg with relax command. As you can see, now we've got no stretching along the length of this leg. So select two polygons, press Ctrl dot, and now move this part of the leg to the UV space. And press relax. And that will be all for this part of the tutorial. See you next time when we'll finish the UVing of the Hearn. Thank you.